my name's Leah and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share a process for a gouache painting that I made recently. Well, not that recently because this video I've been procrastinating for like a month and I've just decided to do the voiceover now. I really want to get back into posting consistently, so hopefully after this video I'm going to try posting like once a week. Thing is to draw people and characters. Still lifes aren't something that I necessarily enjoy making, although after this painting I definitely have a little more love for it. I wanted to try something out of my comfort zone, so I put together my own still life with some things that I found around my house, and this painting was just the definition of trust the process. I was about to give up so many times. At this point, I was really liking it actually. I thought the composition was nice, I liked the colors I picked, and just the flat colors was looking very cohesive and I was happy. But as I started working on the bananas, I was starting to struggle because I've only worked with gouache like 2 other times, so I don't really have a process that I can trust when working with them. So I was kind of just going over the bananas again and again, and I wasn't super happy with how they turned out. In the end though, they're probably one of my favorite things in this painting. I think I was able to capture how they looked and still keep it in my style, which was really cool. Another major thing that I felt like I had to work on with this painting is like paint what you see and not what you think you see, which seems like, well, obviously, but especially as I moved on to the fabric, I was kind of just making stuff up, and it stopped it from looking as realistic as I wanted it to look. Even with the bananas, I kind of had to just let go and look at what I was painting and see what colors were there, what kind of light was reflecting onto them to make them look more realistic, and I think they actually turned out really well because as you can see I added some like blue as one side of the light and then lots of brown, not just yellow. So kind of just letting go of like, okay, bananas are yellow, I'm gonna paint them just in different shades of yellow, and looking at your subject and seeing what's actually there. Now, I usually like to draw fabric, but this is just really difficult. I don't know why, maybe it was the way I positioned it, but I just couldn't like draw what I saw. Like, even if I was looking right at it and trying to like follow the lines, it just wasn't working. And then it got even worse when I started painting it because I just like I said before, made up my own things, made up my own colors and the way I was shading it, and it wasn't true to life. I don't even know if some of the ways that I painted the fabric is like possible. I don't know if that could exist in real life. In the end, it looks okay, but definitely when I'm looking at it, it doesn't scream realism, which is what I was going for. I painted over the fabric a ton of times just trying to get it right, and in the end I do think I kind of made up my own thing rather than drawing exactly what was in front of me because, I don't know, I just couldn't capture it. I think I'm going to definitely try and do more fabric studies, so just getting stuff from around my house and painting it because it's something I absolutely need to work on. This kind of shed light on a problem I think I have while I'm rendering out characters as well and drawing their outfits. I think I tend to not really look at real life references when I'm drawing clothes and completely just make up my own thing about how fabric works. So I tend to over render stuff and add just like a ton of folds because I used to think that it looked really good and it made things look more detailed, but I think it would look so much better if I just made it realistic and looked up a ton of references to try to match what I have on my characters and then draw from real life so I can learn how fabric falls on different things and like how fabric properly lies on a table. I think I also did it in this painting where I just added more folds and stuff than there was to make it look more detailed and make it look like something more was there. The little bunny statues actually didn't give me too much trouble. My family has a lot of little like bunny figurines around the house because we have 3 bunnies. Technically one is my cousin's, but she's been staying with us for a really long time. So we have Chadwick, Weiss, and Mocha. That was kind of just off topic, but they're super cute and I'm going to show them on the screen. So this voiceover that I'm recording now is like 3 months from the time that I actually painted this. I really need to just finish this video and get my channel started up again. In other news, I just opened up my gouache paints and they were all moldy, so if anybody has any advice on how to keep them from molding, it's like the jelly gouache set. I'm sure you've seen it before. So it has now been 9 months since I originally made this painting. I don't even remember what I was thinking when I was making it anymore. I think you guys can just watch the rest of this process, and I finished my portfolio and submitted it to all the art schools, and I actually got into my top school, so I will make a video about that. But now that I'm done with that, I can kind of be more free to make whatever I want. So I'll try to create some more videos. Maybe we'll get back into a once a week schedule. Yeah, so enjoy the rest of the speed paint. And this video really doesn't have a point anymore, but yeah, enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as follow me at LAFlowerEE on Instagram. Bye!